Thanks for this opportunity. Normally, I start with cut the crap and get to the point. I'll make some changes today because you guys are highly accomplished people, so I'll be little bit careful. So I'll be less blunt, but still I'll be blunt, and I'm going to be asking my preliminary apology before I start. So, but okay. I'm totally convinced that there is a complete solution for most of the problems today that we have. If I had even 1% doubt, I won't waste my time. Anyway, I'll be just having the vacation. So let's get straight. There is a 100% guarantee, it's not subjective. Guaranteed solutions for fighting diabetes, eradicating poverty, providing fabulous life for the honest and good people. And these are all guaranteed solutions. So we are working 100% on that. Ours is one of the few organizations in the world which we do not take any donation, we do not seek any donation. It's a self-sustained organization. So that makes it more unique. Now, how do we get, we can have all the philosophy, which is philosophy in its own place. But philosophy without infrastructure, without proper direction, or without positioning has got no meaning. Why are we here after 5,000 years at this point? So you have to ask just one simple question. Why? It's absolutely unacceptable. It should take only 3 to 5 years to make changes, complete changes. More so today than before. We have got all the resources, technology, everything at its peak. Now all we have to do is put it in the right place and right direction. But more than that, it has to come with your own basic concept that it has to be 100% dedication is required. Even if you have 99% dedication, it's not going to get work. So the bottom line is you've got to start with 100% dedication and more focus on the actual purpose than personal. Of course, personal is important, but at the end of the day, it's a means. Business or whatever you do is a means, not the end. So you have to have a very clear-cut guideline on what is the actual purpose. So that has to be very clearly defined. So that is where we started the IIS, which is International Institute of Solutions. So the solutions cannot be just with Ayurveda or just this or just that. You will not get it. You have to have a combined solution. Everything has its own place. Philosophy has got place. Ideology by itself will be the most destructive thing in the world. And that's been happening for 1,000 years. So the point is, it has to be properly utilization of all this ideology, philosophy, business, technology, whatever. So that is the good and most important thing is the utilization of all the resources. We have today all the resources that is available. So how do we make good use of it? That is where we come in. So that is another major thing that we are. So now another factor that we decide, make a decision, if it is done before, I want to repeat that. If it is done before, I couldn't care less. If it is considered impossible, then we definitely want to do it. So that is our core consideration when we make a decision on what we want to do. So that is the core, obviously. It begins with that mindset. Then, second thing, if you see the history, we talk only facts and results. We do not talk anything else because at the end of the day, it's the fact and the result that matters. You can have all your interpretations, all those things, you can have all that. But at the end of the day, it gets to the facts and results. So whatever I'm going to tell you is going to be facts and results. Okay, for last 1,000 years, only 1,000, and this you can check this facts. Last 1,000 years, the humanity, the world has hit the bottom. Only who are responsible? Only 1,000 human beings. Only 1,000 human beings. Now my point is, why can't 1,000 good human beings today start and make an impact? Guaranteed. So the point is that it has to start in that direction. Our whole focus is collaborate. We cannot have individual is okay, but at the end of the day, it's a collaboration that is going to, individual stays here, this level. Collaboration takes to a totally different level. So our focus is 100% on collaboration. Collaboration with good company, some of the finest companies on the planet, some of the great human beings. So all those things, that collaboration can guarantee almost anything in the world. So that is where we are. Now, second thing, where does Ayurveda come in? The Ayurveda has, it is more about the interpretation and implementation. Interpretation has to be redefined, implementation has to be redefined. So how do we do that? Where do we start? Obviously the question is, where do we begin? We begin with bottom line consideration. Give me the efficacy of the product. Everything is negotiable, efficacy is not. It's as simple as that. We are not going to work anything other than that. You give me efficacy, we will work. Everything will work. Everything is possible. Once you get the result, you don't have to convince anyone. So we start with the efficacy of the product. Once the efficacy of the product is established, then a road is very clear. So that is where we begin. So that is one of the solutions that we are working on, and we are doing fantastic. So in that, our growth is amazing. Even in this economy, we are planning to go 300% in a year's time, and it's all self. Nothing, no borrowed money, no donations, nothing. So that is another one. So you better take this seriously, okay? So Ayurveda can take a lead, and at this point, all you need is slight deviation. You do not have to. Everything is there. Science is there. All the things are there. All you have to do is pick it up and do work on it and shape it, which is this is in our control. So that is where we know to shift the approach. Once you do that, all the other things will follow automatically. I can promise you. So that is so Ayurveda. That's where it's coming. Now Ayurveda is so distorted. It is not properly organized. I'll be very blunt, because today we need a solution. We can't be nice. I'm nice, but I can't be stupidly nice. I can't be destructively nice. I have to call the spade a spade. We are totally so screwed up in our mindset. Our mind is so become like. You don't get me wrong. It's a fact. The basically is me, which is good, but there is a magnitude about that. So what is the end result? So my point is, our approach on Ayurveda particularly, we are talking about 5,000 years wisdom, technology, everything. Now the problem here is, it's so distorted. What is our source? Source is totally distorted. So how can you, when you have the right improper source, how are you going to get the results? So it is all, we need to go to the core of the technology, core of the situation. Everything should start from the core. And then have the purity is very important part. Purity of approach. Now another part I always insist, that a company needs technology, know-how, everything. But on the top of the thing, it should have the character and culture. Company without character and culture, it is about anything is totally without heart and soul. So you got to have everything at its place, but what takes from the mediocrity to excellence? It is the character and culture, the purpose. So we have to strengthen that part and then take it from there. So for example, if I want to talk about Ayurveda, my bottom line focus is, let's make the best product that can be made in the world. Start with that. Don't go other way. Don't count the money. Don't count. And money will come automatically. I can promise you. Money, you do not have to go after money. You do not. All you have to do is put the right structure in that place and guaranteed results. So the whole focus should be shifted to the product quality, and all that approach is the bottom line starting point. Give me a product that works, and no one can challenge me in the world. When we introduce a product, no one can challenge me. It's as simple. So that is called positioning. You can position only by offering the finest in the world, not by giving crap, not giving BS. Only one thing works. If the product has got efficacy. I have to stand behind everything I mentioned. Okay, so that is you have to have that level of credibility, commitment. So all those things put together brings the finest in the world. So I suppose, are you done now? Are we okay now?
Yeah, I mean, you can talk for a few minutes.
Okay. So now I was talking about the Ayurveda. So where do we begin? So that's where we are now. Now another most important part is I mentioned about the collaboration. The collaboration in a healthy way is not competition. You have to have very clear and understanding what is collaboration, what is competition. So the collaboration in a productive way, for example, we introduced, say for water tablet, for example. We collaborated with a company in Virginia, which can purify. Now I want you to listen this carefully. It can purify 2,000 gallons of water, just tablet. Have you ever a sample? Now imagine that it took only 1 hour for me to make the deal. We ordered 100,000 pieces right away across the table. But imagine that thing where it can take. So think about it. 2,000 liters, clean water, just with a tap. So it is literally magic. Now it is up to us to take it where it is. Same thing goes for 90% ingredients. We have world's best ingredients. They are all distorted. Even the top companies. You talk about Walmart or whoever it is, I don't give a damn. But the thing is, there's nothing wrong. They have their own agenda. They are there for business. But as an Ayurveda part of Ayurveda association, whatever group or health and wellness, my approach should be more towards the efficacy of the product rather than, obviously, the commercial angle is a must. As a businessman, I can't tell you that, oh, money is not important. That's most utterly nonsense thing that people think. No, absolutely it is necessity. Unless you have the financial freedom, you can't make any decision. So my first approach is have the financial freedom. It takes only 3 to 5 years of planning, and then you have the ability to make all the decisions in the world. So that is positioning. So that is another major aspect that we overlook. We are always on cutting corners or finding, pay the bills, and I'm not talking about all, but this is a typical lifestyle. Okay, how I'm going to meet ends and all those things. So we have to get away from sustainability to creativity. Our mindset should completely shift from survival. We are always, in a way, not 80% of the people in the world, they are on survival. You take farmers. They are the greatest human beings in the world. Small business people, they work hard. They are totally, some of them they're honest, or they work hard, integrity, all those things is there. But they are always on survival mode. So you have to switch our mindset where you have to focus on shifting from survival mode to creative mode. Once you do that, the results will follow automatically. So you do not have to struggle or survive, or you do not have to do that. If you have to only focus on productivity is very obviously more important. the utilization is very important, all the resources. So if you put all this package in a right proportion, then obviously you're guaranteed. So that's why I'm able to vouch that we have guaranteed results. I am not compromising on that. I'm not taking even 99%. I'm very clear. I want 100% outcome. Anything less than that is not acceptable, period. So that is our whole IIS approach. Now, we do some of the things like we are combining hydroponics solutions, for example. Hydroponics is if you grow internally, vertically, if it is done right, it can make such a huge impact in the food industry. Water, we have found the solution. So we are trying to work very unique solution, but through entrepreneurship. It is not social, no. It is a combination where we combine the entrepreneurship with the impact. So for my bottom line considers the impact. I don't care, you have $1 billion, what do I care? I'm not even impressed. I am impressed what impact you are making. That is my bottom line, gauging the people. Other than that, I'm not at all, I don't have time, 1 minute or anything for anything else that is other than impact. So my calculation is, okay, what I'm doing, okay, I'm spending 1 day here. It costs tremendous amount of money, energy for me to be spending 1 day away from my work. But I'm doing it only one reason. I'm getting an impact, I'm there. My calculation is not how much time, how much money I'm spending, that's not my calculation. My calculation is what impact is going to make. So that is the prime consideration. So now another part, obviously, the entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the bottom line of all the progress. You cannot make progress without entrepreneurship. You cannot even say that no, but entrepreneurship can be two types of entrepreneurship. One, our basic, this one is growth, not greed. That has been for ages. Our bottom line is growth, not greed. Once you put that growth, not greed in your system, automatically you're on a right direction. So you're eliminating so much stress, and then all those things, it has got so much other impact when you follow that growth, not greed. Then second principle we follow is creative giving. Creative giving is the most destructive thing in the world, I can promise you that. But creative giving can enhance the complete creative giving makes a huge impact. So that is where you bring the impact by creative giving, growth, not greed. And then obviously how do you connect businesses through impact? Like I mentioned water, then we are talking about the hydroponics, and there are so many other things that we are constantly working, where all those things can individually and combined make an impact in the world. So thank you. That's good.